Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be discussing concealers. More specifically, we are going to be discussing my top 3 affordable concealers and top 3 high-end concealers. Now, if you've been on my channel for any period of time, then you obviously know that I have dark circles. I've had them my entire life, and so throughout my life, I have tested out quite a few, especially since starting my YouTube channel and reviewing a lot of different concealers. And these are some of the ones that I feel are definitely worth the price. When it comes to the high-end versions, and when it comes to the drugstore more affordable ones, these are the ones that I feel that give you the best coverage and that give you the longest lasting coverage. And you can find them at the drugstore, or they're very affordable. So just in case you're not quite ready to splurge, you do have other options. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what kind of coverage I get with every single concealer and with and without my color corrector underneath. The one that I personally love and the one that I have been using for a while now is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. It's this guy right here. This one is in the shade Medium to Deep. So my right under eye area is going to have the color corrector on it, and the left under eye area is not going to have anything underneath it, so that you actually get to see exactly what kind of coverage I achieve with all of these concealers, both with and without a color corrector. I personally like to use concealers mostly with a color corrector. I just feel like I get better coverage that way, and I feel like overall it doesn't allow my under eye area to look cakey because I'm using less concealer on top of the color corrector. So that's just my own personal preference. I'm going to start off with the affordable concealers. First up is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. Now, as you can see, this one is a little bit too deep for me. This one is in the shade Golden, but I usually mix it with sand, which I am currently out of at the moment. But I mix it with sand in order to lighten it up, and it is an amazing concealer. It's a really, really nice, long-lasting concealer. It wears super lightweight underneath the eyes. You don't need a whole lot of product in order to achieve full coverage, and it just wears so comfortably underneath the eyes. So if there's anything that I can recommend out of the drugstore, it's definitely this guy right here. Next up is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I love this concealer for a number of reasons. First off, the price point. It's amazing what you get for the price. Second, the shade range. It is insane. They have so many different shades to choose from. And third, of course, it wears really, really nicely underneath the eye area. This is more of a matte formula, so I personally prefer to wear matte formulas, matte concealers on top of my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector because that corrector is really creamy and just really tacky, and so it seems to work really well with matte formulas on top of it. It looks amazing. It gives me really beautiful coverage, and it's long lasting. This one, unfortunately, you cannot currently find it at the drugstore, but it is a very inexpensive concealer, and it's really good. Next one up is this one here. This one is from Flower Beauty. It is their Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. Not a concealer that you can find at the drugstore. However, it is very affordable, and you can find it at Walmart and at Ulta. I use this shade Light Medium, and I get really amazing coverage underneath the eye area. It doesn't take a whole lot of product in order to get full coverage with this, which is what I love. And this is more of a creamy concealer. So in case you're not into the more matte formulas, this one is a lot more hydrating. I personally set it with a little bit of my RCMA No Color Loose powder in order for the concealer to stay in place. Whenever I do have creamy concealers, I find that I have to set them, otherwise they do tend to settle into my fine lines. So I just set it, it lasts all day, and I find that I can wear this with and without a color corrector and still achieve full coverage, like really nice full coverage. So absolutely recommend this one. Now moving on to high-end, the first one on my list is this one here. This one is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I wear the shade Biscuit. Again, a nice, creamy, full coverage concealer, just in case you're not into the more matte formulas. It wears really nice, very comfortably underneath the eye area. And this one too, I can wear with and without a color corrector and achieve really amazing full coverage. But the only thing is I do have to set it with a powder in order for it to not settle into my fine lines, just like the Flower Beauty one. But you get really amazing coverage. Beautiful concealer that lasts all day, and it wears really comfortably underneath the eye area. Next one on my list is this one here. This one is from Laura Mercier. It is their Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Concealer. This concealer wears so comfortably underneath the eye area, so lightweight, but you can achieve full coverage by building it up, and it does not feel heavy whatsoever. You get really, really nice coverage. I love the fact that it blends out beautifully by just using your finger, and you just set it very lightly, and it's like locked in place. It's also water resistant, and so if you're feeling emotional on any given day and you shed a few tears, it's got you. It's completely going to stay in place. It's not going to go anywhere. I really like the amount of coverage that I get with this, and I really love the way that it wears throughout an entire day. And last on my list, this should be of no surprise to any of you, especially if you're not new on my channel. It's this one right here. This one is the Tarte Shape Tape. I wear the shade medium. I absolutely love the amount of coverage that this concealer gives you. It gives you a matte finish, so you don't necessarily have to set the under eye area in order for it to stay in place. Once it's set, it is set and it does not move. It does not go anywhere. It gives you really, really beautiful coverage that is long lasting. And I love the fact that I can wear this with and without a color corrector and still achieve the same amount of coverage. So that is why it is definitely in my top 3. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this top 6 concealer list. This is what it pretty much was, and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future product reviews, makeup tutorials, anything beauty related. And also don't forget to follow me on all of my other social media platforms. I'm All Beauty by Sarah with an H on Instagram, and All Beauty by Sarah without the H on Snapchat and Twitter. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye.